Men have been styling and caring for their beards for thousands of years. They've imitated enemies, provided warmth, and symbolized wealth and royalty. Facial hair has come in and out of fashion over the last century, and today there are hundreds of styles to choose from to express your individuality. Of course, beard care products aren't a new invention either, and so they too have progressed hugely over the years. Many of us understand that beard styles have evolved and changed over the years, but what about beard care products? And with that, here are 14 interesting beard care facts you may not have known. Number 1. During the Middle Ages, a knight's beard represented virility and honor. The Catholic clergy sported the opposite look and were always clean-shaven to indicate celibacy, and the fact that they were opposed to the fighting and bloodshed these knights engaged in. Number 2. Ancient Mesopotamians used oil to keep their beards shiny, soft, and smelling good. That latter piece is pretty important when you don't have the luxury of a modern-day shower. Number 3. Ancient Mesopotamians also used hot irons to style their beards. While the hot iron is now generally used by women, Mesopotamian men used irons to create ringlets, zigzags, and other styles in their long beards. Number 4. Ancient Egyptians, Persians, and Assyrians dyed their beards. Dyeing our hair isn't an entirely new activity. These ancient people dyed their beards jet black or shades of auburn. Number 5. Native Americans have also used beard care products for centuries. This is particularly interesting since we don't commonly see Native Americans depicted with beards. But those who chose to maintain a beard did so meticulously, using castor, almond, or grapeseed oil to keep their beards and skin in good health. Number 6. Mustache wax has been used by men all over the world for over 150 years. While that set mustache look that Charlie Chaplin sports isn't currently in style, mustache wax made of beeswax, pine resin, scented oils, and other elements like coconut oil can set even the most unruly mustache. Number 7. The longest beard in the world belongs to Sarwan Singh from Canada. His magnificent beard measures 1.83 meters long, or 8 feet 2.5 inches, from chin to tip, which is longer than the average Canadian man is tall. He'd have to use a lot of beard oil to keep that under control. Number 8. The longest beard ever recorded now resides at the Smithsonian. The title for the world's longest beard ever belongs to Hans Nelson Langseth, a Norwegian-American farmer who died in 1927. His beard measured a phenomenal 5.33 meters, or 17 feet 6 inches, in the year he died. The legendary facial hair made its way to Washington, D.C., where it was stored at the Smithsonian Institute 40 years later. Number 9. A man who shaves his beard regularly spends about 3,350 hours of his life in the bathroom. We can only imagine how much higher that is for those of us that use our beard care products rigorously. Number 10. Barbershop quartets were born out of long wait times at barbershops. For centuries, men would visit a barber to have their facial hair tidied or shaved. Busy queues and long waiting times meant that the barber shop was somewhat of a social hub. In Tudor and Stuart times, some barber shops kept musical instruments, and people would entertain each other as they waited to have their hair tended to. This tradition is where we got the idea of the barbershop quartet. Number 11. Some people have a beardophobia, no matter how well groomed the beard. The fear of beards is called pogonophobia and is most commonly experienced by women. Number 12. The neck beard isn't just slang for a socially awkward person or unkept beard. One of the most fascinating facial hair trends was the Newgate beard. It was named after the prison in which the gallows were located from 1783 to 1868. In this case, the wearer would shave their face but continue to grow on the neck, where a noose would be fitted. Number 13. The red, blue, and white pole on the outside of barber shops has a morbid origin. Back when villages and towns had few educated people, the barbers were also the surgeons. Until the mid-18th century, the person who shaved your face would also perform surgery or provide injections, often using the same instruments. The red represented blood. They often performed bloodletting. White represented bandages. And the blue, while debated, was added as a nod of patriotism in the US and isn't often included outside of the US. And finally, number 14. Mustaches were so desired in Victoria, England, that the army handed out false mustaches. These mustaches were made of goat hair and given to the young recruits who couldn't grow one themselves.